I say that in the context, and if you refer to your program, you will see that the SSFL has a vision statement and also a mission statement. And with that being said, since 1964, as Hans would have mentioned, we are celebrating an exceptionally awesome achievement, 60 years in the business. It's no easy task to have done that. In doing that, I want to really pay recognition to all those who would have served in their various roles over the years. We started off in 1964 with the first president being Dr. Ray Dolly, and now I'm the 12th president of the SSFL. Started off with the first general secretary in the person of Father Fafan, 1964, and now we have the distinction of Mr. Azad Khan, one of our, if not the longest serving general secretary. We continue to ensure that we create a pathway because we see it necessary, in particularly at the school system, the education level, to have a vision for the journey that the student athletes ought to take. Many of them do take that pathway, and we are eternally grateful for it. I want to, however, at this point in time, on a solemn note, recognize the passing of one of our diligent, committed officers of the North Zone, in that of Mr. Marlon Phillips, who passed away quite recently, long-serving activist of the SSFL. But you may also have heard quite recently of the passing away of one of our student athlete players from the Speyside Secondary School, better known as the Mantras, in the person of Lennox Eastman, played last season. So our heartfelt and deepest condolences are extended, and may their souls certainly rest in peace. We look out for all persons as a responsible and a professional organization. In the vision statement, as you have there, it says to strive towards being the most outstanding youth football league, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, not in the CFU, but in CONCACAF region, which is made up of North Central America as well as the Caribbean. Making our players the cornerstone of our success as we operate together in a globally focusing environment based on fostering team spirit and holistic development. With that being said, SSFL continues to remain in a prime position, advantageous as it is because our base is exceptionally very large and well supported by the various stakeholders. So that we could not have done it without the continuous support of the invaluable contribution, financial and otherwise, from our corporate sponsors, which we would like to refer to as partners. Simply because of the fact, to run a league of such nature, we are almost 2 plus in million of dollars to run it, to sustain it. Although sometimes, as Mr. Khan and the executive members would attest, we have to do it with a little less. But we still do it in such a way that astutely, profoundly, and in an impactful way, we will at least continue to create a platform for the student athlete to pursue their dreams, their goals, and their aspiration as we continue to promote the vision that is so critically important for their career journey on this earthly life that we live. And I say career pathway in the context of this, that while we have our main purpose is to actually support as many of these student athletes to pursue football scholarships. For those who have done the research, we know fully well that only about 2 to 3% of our footballers in the world are professionals. It does not in any way deny the fact that there are many institutions, local, which through UTT, UE, regional, including Jamaica, with the G. Foster College, international, at Canada and the USA in particular, England also, that offer scholarships for student athletes that fulfill the criteria to be successful. Having said that, there are some of those, like Dwight York, who would have moved straight into a professional career. Having said that, we mean fully well that even those who are not interested or unable for one reason or the other to pursue a football career, we still try as much as possible, and this is something we will continue to work on to assist all student athletes to get into different career pathways, technical and otherwise, science, business, you name it, we try to support as much as possible. There are several mission statements or points here, but I just want to identify one of them in particular, not that the others are not important, but for this specific event, I will refer to it. The mission statement, one, refers to inspire, motivate players to achieve excellence as a team, because it's a team sport, while promoting a sense of holistic development as individuals. Again, we're seeing the word holistic repeating itself because it's not all about the footballing career, but understanding that there are other aspects of it, including the academia, that works in conjunction and in collaboration with the athletes in particular who wish to pursue their footballing quest for scholarships. We are on the brink of the start of a very highly anticipated, very highly expected, and highly competitive 60th anniversary. We would like to also recognize, from the time of persons like Leroy De Leon, Shaka Hislop, who by the way is our ambassador, Dwight York, Tyrese Spicer, who as we all know is the #1 pick in the MLS, Dante Gilbert, and even our own presently MVP last year in the person of Michael Shays from Fatima, Desiree Sargent, Tasha St. Louis, Karen Forbes, Asha James, Jalissa Alexander from Scarborough Secondary, who double MVP in the SSFL. So we are seeing a systematic build-up through the years in recognition of it. We had an exceptionally exciting, impressive, and overwhelmingly successful 50th anniversary, where numerous stakeholders were acknowledged, recognized, and rewarded for their contribution. We are within a 10-year span now from that 50th anniversary, with 10 more years, 60th anniversary. We expected to have some rather interesting, very intriguing, and really exciting, innovative ideas that will be part of the season. And as the season progresses, you all will be so guided by it. The Premiership division, and more of it will be said in the various divisions. But we remain right now, for those who may not know, the entity in Trinidad and Tobago in any part of the 12-month footballing calendar that services the most amount of football in any given period. From the Form 1 boys straight up to the Premiership boys, and certainly this year we intend to start the girls Form 1. Our expectation also is to have the Premiership girls competition. But as we know, with additional division, we need to ensure that we are financially stable, but we are pursuing it aggressively. With that being said, I really want to thank you for gracing us with your presence and to invite each and every one to be there for us as we go through this season, trusting, hoping, and praying it becomes, and it would be, an accident and an injury-free season, one in which we do not in any way advocate, and we do have a zero tolerance for indiscipline and misbehavior and misconduct. That's not part of what the SSFL is about. But as we go through it, all of our efforts, my dear friends, are simply in support of our main product. And our main beneficiary ought to be, will continue to be, our student athletes. We are doing all of that for them. I trust, hope, and pray as we continue to move forward. It's always a work in progress, always room for improvement. But as an entity responsible for this special, innovative area that we are in, we take it with great seriousness, pride, and joy, because it's about looking after, in a special way, about the youths of our nation. Having said that, I certainly thank you for being here. Do have a good day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez. Truly passionate about the student athletes and about the league on a whole. One of the things he would have mentioned was the various areas that these student athletes pursue. When we look at someone like Jonathan Chang, who now manages athletes under Unveil Athletes, we saw the brilliance of Nikita Gosain, 13-year-old, take home the title for Pleasantville Secondary School and continues to play football and do great. And we even, in terms of the SportsMax team, we have a young man by the name of Liu Chin, who in 2015 or 16 was actually featured playing a match for Trinity College East, but now is actually part of our broadcast team. It speaks to the greatness of the league. So once again, let's hear it from Mr. Gonzalez and, of course, the SSFL. Now, many matches will be played, but what is the structure? Probably a question that we all have. We now welcome Assistant Secretary Operations, Mr. Lawrence Sipasa, to outline our 2024 season. Let's welcome him.
Good morning, one and all protocols observed in the essence of time. My simple duty this morning here is basically to give you an outline as to what 2024 season will bring for us. But I must mention to you that for our 2024 season, at this point in time, SSFL has a total number of 101 schools registered out of all the secondary schools in this country. So that by itself is an accomplishment for SSFL. In the 60th year, we are celebrating 101 schools. We are now registered. Now, the number of teams that actually be playing for boys teams, we have 246, and girls teams, we have 80 teams. A total of 326 teams will be competing in our competition that starts in September and goes right on to the end of November, early December. So that by itself, within a 3 months period, you can just start to do the maths and see how many games will be played. The number of students, athletes, that we'll be dealing with for this season here, that is approximately 7,000 plus students. That has been very conservative as well in that is multiplying the number of teams by 22 players. I just multiply by 22. I didn't go beyond the 22. Very conservative. I got 7,000 plus students will be participating in our league come this season 2024. So that by itself is an accomplishment, and when we can engage our students in something that is constructive and something that they can bring to the table for all our stakeholders. Our league operates with 5 zones: Central, East, North, South, and Tobago. These 5 zones are managed by their respective officers. Basically, in the lower divisions, the national body more so handles the championship and the premiership division. For boys divisions, we have our premiership division, 16 teams, championship, 29 teams, senior, 40 teams, 16 and under, 68 teams, 14 and under, 57 teams, Form 1, 36 teams. That's our boys division. In our girls section, we have the championship, 30 teams, seniors, 12 teams, 15 and under, 26 teams, and on our under 13 so far, 12 teams has been registered. And really trying to get this under 13 up and running this season, 2024. Now, it should be noted as well, and I mentioned this last year, it should be noted that Secondary Schools Football League was the first football organization in Trinidad and Tobago to organize and execute competition for girls amongst its schools. This was the year in 1985 when 7 schools competed in a national competition. History has it that the first winner being Northeastern College of Sandy Grande. The league has continued to encourage and promote football amongst its female footballers. Efforts are again being made for the under 13 division amongst the girls to be realized as of this season. Our lower division structure. We have our various zonal winners that comes from the respective 5 zones, from senior division to Form 1 division. That goes into, each one of these winners goes into a Trinidad playoff to determine the Trinidad winner, who then plays the Tobago winner to determine the national winner. That's in all divisions, be it from Form 1, under 14, under 16, under 15, as we have it here. Our championship division boys, well, we have our 5 zones with the 5 championship competition playing in various zones. And the Big 5 League competition featuring the winners of all 5 zones determines the national winner in this category. At the end of the season, the winners from all 5 zones compete in a Big 5 competition to determine the winner in this category. The Girls Championship Division, a Big 5 knockout competition featuring all 5 zones determines the national winner in this particular category. Our Premiership Division, competition is held on a league basis where all 16 teams will play each other. This simply means that each team has 15 games to play in this particular division in that short period of time. Knockout competition boys. Schools that participate in the Premiership and Championship divisions compete in a knockout competition. Firstly, at the zonal level, with the winners of each zone advance into the national playoff that determines the national winner. This competition is popularly known as the Intercol competition, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola. Knockout competition girls. Again, schools that participate in the championship division compete in a knockout competition, firstly at the zonal level, with the winners of each zone advancing to the national playoff that determines the national winner. This competition is popularly known as the Intercol competition for girls, proudly sponsored again by Coca-Cola. Or lower division knockouts. All lower division knockouts are organized and executed by the respective zones. It should be noted that the lower division teams are all teams in the various divisions with the exception of the Premiership and Championship teams, who has their own Intercol competition as stated earlier. Promotion and relegation. Interesting. The three last place teams, that is 14, 15, and 16 in the Premiership division will be recommended for relegation to the Championship division in the respective zone for the next season. The 3 top teams in the Championship Big 5 will be recommended for promotion to the Premiership division for the next season as well. Promotion and relegation for girls. The last place championship team for each division, the last place championship teams in each of the various zones will be recommended for relegation to the senior division in the respective zone, while the first place senior division team will be recommended for promotion to the championship division. So we do have the promotion and relegation happening in the girls divisions as well. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, allow me to wish all stakeholders of the Secondary Schools Football League all the best for the 2024 season. Let's look forward to an incident and accident-free season. Remember, while the kids play, having fun and striving for success, there are many beneficiaries who look forward to this time of the year to benefit in the many avenues provided. Once again, I thank you very much and do enjoy our 2024 season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sipasad, for welcoming us to the 2024 season. Well, for many seasons, we have enjoyed the different divisions of football, and one of the divisions that people speak about oh so much is Intercol. And over the years, Intercol has not had a sponsor, but rather a partner in this next agency. Please help me welcome from Coca-Cola, Mr. Anthony Lovelace, Senior Brand Specialist. Welcome, Mr. Lovelace.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sport and Youth Development, David Roberts, President of the SSFL, Mr. Gonzalez, President of the Secretary of the SSFL, Mr. Khan, chairpersons of the 5 zones of the SSFL, and other key SSFL members, co-sponsors, and executives from Shell TT, First Citizens Bank, Digicel, and SportsMax. School principals, students, media, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually now good afternoon. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today to kick off the Secondary Schools Football League for the 2024 season. Coca-Cola is once again pleased to be a part of the SSFL's new season, and of course, we are indeed proud to continue our support and sponsorship of the Coca-Cola Intercol and our commitment to the league by our investment in over $1 million in cash and hydration and experiential activations over the 3-year period. Coca-Cola has reinforced its commitment to sports around the world, especially within the sphere of football. Our global partnerships make it easy for us to continue pushing and to develop the sport here locally. And as proud sponsors of the SSFL, we intend to do just that. Apart from all the action we will bring to you this season, we plan to keep that commitment going post-season. This year, the top 2 boys and girls Intercol schools will participate in a one-day skills and exhibition season with foreign-based trainers and scouts to possibly aid in their chances of securing overseas opportunities through the game they love. We will not stop at the players, though. We also will host a one-day coaching seminar for all coaches to ensure that they, too, keep advancing and enhancing their skills to benefit the players and their team. As we continue to build on the development of our coaches and players, we will, of course, not forget their supporters. For the 60th anniversary of the SSFL, we plan to activate like no year before, with entertainment, games, giveaways, and lots of entertainment, lots of fun. We don't want you to miss this season matches. We want you to be there to support your teams, but also participate in all the excitement. So stay tuned to all our social media channels to learn about how we plan to activate this year's season. The environment is an important factor for the Coca-Cola Company, and we are continuing our efforts to ramp up recycling, and we'd want you to do the same. Our company is on a mission toward a world without waste, and our aim by 2030 is to collect and recycle 100% of the packaging we sell. To aid in these efforts, we will continue to integrate our sustainable happiness promotion into the SSFL platform, which we've had in the past 2 years, challenging schools to collect and drop off their plastic waste at every bottle back collection centers. So stay tuned for more information on how your school could participate in this promotion. Coca-Cola lives and breathes football. It is one of our greatest passions. And As you have heard, there's a lot to look forward to from us this year. We are pleased to be a part of something so big. And we have definitely enjoyed an extraordinary journey thus far as title sponsors and partners of the SSFL. And we pledge to continue to do so for years to come. Thank you very much again for being here today, for being part of the launch of the 2024 season that is about to get underway. I invite you all to join Coca-Cola as we come out to support all our teams during the matches and our young footballers this season. Here's to making more real magic with Coca-Cola and the SSFL. Cheers.
You know, Mr. Lovelace, he is there at the matches, and when you see him at the finals, he's there running around. Sometimes, the SportsMax team might be there from, let's say, 1 o'clock. He's there from 9 o'clock in the morning, making sure everything gets done. Enhancing and advancing our coaches and players is really a big deal that Coca-Cola is stepping forward and making happen. And also, when we talk about the experiential things that Coca-Cola brings to secondary schools football, they truly bring the vibes. So once again, let's hear it for Coca-Cola and Mr. Anthony Lovelace. Well, if Coca-Cola brings the vibes, our next speaker brings the energy, representing the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago and bringing the energy to the SSFL. We want to welcome Ms. Natalie Phipps-Fleming, Head Corporate Social Responsibility, Acting Head Corporate Social Responsibility of the National Gas Company. Let's welcome her.
Thank you, Hans. Hans said energy, so we need to... Ms. Simone Williams, PermSec, Ministry of Education. Mr. David Roberts, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Sport and Community Development. Mr. Mary Gonzalez, President of SSFL and other executive members. Mr. Jameson Reeds, Third Vice President, TTFA. Mr. Anthony Lovelace, Senior Brand Specialist, Coca-Cola. Mr. Kerry Gibbons, Head of Creative Production, SportsMax. Principals and teachers, student athletes, invited guests, members of the media, good morning. Happy 60th anniversary to SSFL. When Mr. Gonzalez was talking, I was listening intensely, and he used some words that is very synonymous with NGC, creating a pathway and not just a sponsor, but a partner. And we see ourselves not as a sponsor, but a partner. And whilst those young people go out on the field and they play their hearts off because they love the game and they're creating that experience for us, we, the teachers, the principals, SSFL, all the stakeholders, we are also a team. And how does that team work cohesively to bring the sport together and to create value for our youths and youth development? So on behalf of the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, NGC, I express our pleasure at joining once again in the sponsorship of SSFL League. For many people, school days are remembered less for the lessons, more for the moments spent with friends in extracurricular pursuits. Of those extracurriculars, some of the most memorable are no doubt the competitive events that put school against school, nurturing friendly rivalries and rallying students into passionate support of their peers. Indeed, nothing forges school loyalty and pride quite like cheering your team to victory. For several decades, the SSFL has done one of those competitive tournaments that students have enjoyed, and as evidenced by the healthy crowd support year after year, this long-standing event creates and continues to be the source of excitement for students around the community and country, a highly anticipated fixture on the school calendar. Of course, it is more than just the fun experience. It is also about football. When it comes to sport, we at NGC like to talk in terms of the value chain. In our business of energy, a strong value chain is critical success factor. Before energy can be moved from ground to consumer, it must be processed in stages from its raw state into electricity or fuel that customers can actually use. Ladies and gentlemen, the mechanism of the value chain does not just apply to hydrocarbon energy, but to the human energy and talent as well. A strong value chain is key to achieving success in any discipline. Raw talent needs to be refined through different stages of training and development before its full potential can be realized. While we often think about SSFL in terms of its entertainment value, it is important that we appreciate it as an indispensable link in the football value chain. Hundreds of young footballers have gotten their start in this very tournament, many of whom have gone on to achieve at higher levels because of this springboard. And Mr. Gonzalez and Hans would have mentioned it in their speech. Today, as we launch the 2024 season of the SSFL, we at NGC want to encourage all participating schools to see this league for what it is, an opportunity to discover raw talent and a platform to refine it. It may not need saying, but we also encourage all the football fans to turn out in their numbers to support these young stars, because there's nothing quite as motivating as playing in front of Pakistan. On a final note, on behalf of NGC, I congratulate the SSFL team on the fantastic work they have been doing to keep this tournament alive well after so many years. Also to wish you happy 60th anniversary, and we do look forward to be partnering with you for many years to come. We wish you every success and all the best for the 2024 season. Thank you.
And thank you to NGC as well for continuously contributing to culture and arts, empowering youth, supporting education, and just supporting Trinidad and Tobago in moving forward, truly with energy. Can we get a round of applause for NGC again? Also, one of the sponsors of the Olympic broadcast. And, you know, it's kind of interesting whenever I talk about Olympics and all of these international sporting events in relation to SSFL. Reason being, when you look at the production quality of Olympics, you say, wow, that's amazing. But what SportsMax has done is basically the same equipment that is used to produce Olympics and international football games. That's the equipment used to produce secondary schools football and bring secondary schools football to the world. And that's exactly it. What has happened is a lot of these players have had the opportunity to create highlight reels just by capturing off of Facebook, YouTube, different videos of games. They've compiled their show reel and presented it to colleges, and it's made the gateway a little bit easier. Obviously, their talents stand out for themselves. But because of this particular addition to the Secondary Schools Football League, we've seen a little greater ease. So we now welcome the captain of one of the teams that I am part of, Mr. Kerry Gibbons, Head of Creative Production, SportsMax. Let's welcome Kerry.
So because I'm not as versed at this as my esteemed colleagues, I'll just go with all protocols observed. A very pleasant good morning to everyone, and I wish to extend regards and best wishes on behalf of my CEO and my SportsMax family. Allow me to personally greet every student athlete here with us, as well as those who may be watching. After all, these young people are the reason we are gathered here today. SportsMax has been involved in this amazing league since 2016. and our investment has been major. From our human resource and training to the use of the most modern broadcast equipment solutions on the world stage, top-class commentary, presentation, graphics, VR technology, and so much more. We bring you the stories on and off the pitch and always highlight the necessity of balancing sport with academia. Our team takes producing these matches and this league seriously and gives it the respect it deserves as we see the importance of colleges football in our sporting landscape. I would love to continue to focus on SportsMax's excellence, but I would allow our work to speak for itself and pivot to what I believe the focus should be on. In the SSFL's mission statement, they begin with the following: going beyond the realm of football. Our mission defines who we are and is the guiding force in everything we do, making us truly sustainable. Let us take a moment to really absorb what this means. Sitting in this room are sponsors, partners, officials, league executives, and of course the students. What I see from where I stand are parents, siblings, friends, fans. I see a community who at some level and at some point had a brother, sister, son, daughter, cousin who are either currently involved, have been involved, or will be involved with the SSFL. Collectively, we can do so much more to ensure the survival and continued growth of the SSFL and the league. It saddens me that every year the league executives struggle with acquiring new sponsorship, and I applaud the sponsors and league partners here today, as your continued support is the thread woven through the very fabric of this league's existence. SportsMax is happy to be part of this tiny circle that values the importance of young people and their participation in sport. I can only hope that we inspire and motivate other corporate entities to come off the sidelines and walk onto the pitch. Financial support is not the only challenge, as there are still struggles with venues, which also affect our broadcast schedule and logistics. In a country rich with stadia and football facilities, those responsible must do better. As much as the main focus is placed on the Premiership and Championship divisions, we cannot forget the girls. I was present at a few matches last season, and trust me when I say, it was wall-to-wall action with an atmosphere like no other. Full kudos to those parents and volunteers that give their all to support these young ladies. But they also need that support from sponsors. Maybe someone to cover the cost of an ambulance, which isn't always available because not every school can afford it, and the league does their best. These are some of the things that we must try to do better, and hopefully we can get some help as the league continues. I guess I'm trying to say this as I close. We all have the opportunity to help foster change and try to at least ensure that these boys and girls, these young men and women of tomorrow, are at least give them a fair chance to understand and appreciate life's balance, to benefit from structure, inner growth, responsibility, family values, emotional support, and a sense of accomplishment that playing sport offers. I close with something I have said in the past. Every boy and girl that plays wasn't motivated by simply wanting to beat the competition. It began with a dream to achieve, a dream to participate in something that they love, a dream to make their family proud, to achieve a scholarship, maybe to represent their country. Their destinies may be in their hands, but their lives are in ours. To our student athletes on this 60th anniversary of the SSFL, I look forward to yet another exciting season of football. May you all get through the season healthy and in the finest form. Show the world your greatness. We are your home of champions. We are SportsMax. Thank you.
Indeed. So a lot of great things said there. And one of the things Kerry would have mentioned was that our work speaks for itself. But it's not just our work. It's the work that the athletes put in. We present to you the launch of SSFL 2024.
So this here is a huge moment in the game.
Will he be that guy? He won't. Arima North are East Zone Intercal winners. A Cinderella story.
Young.
Yeah, that's a good
And he said, put it away. And Presentation come away with a 5-4 victory. So we go to kicks from the penalty mark. Aberdeen. Oh, it's saved. Morris has done it. What a substitution.
And has earned his team the Coca-Cola North Zone Intercal crown tonight.
This is Gosine. This is another chance for Gosine. Oh, this is 2-1. We did say she's the danger. Minute number 52. Pleasantville. They have come away with victory here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Dunbar against Lazarus. Stops.
I don't think
he
he
kicks
could
it wide.
I don't think he could stop
That's
it
it.
that long. Presentation College have won it the difficult way.
Bailey with the corner. Goes to the far post. Cooper heads it in. The danger man. Fatima now. They have it all to do. Looking to get it back to Shields. It goes inside. It's goal. It's in the back of the net. Well, the 10 man of Fatima, they have equalized. It's actually the Gans. The ball comes over. Oh my word! Fatima has come from the dead. Fatima College are the 2023 secondary schools champions.
So as you can see, the highest quality for our student athletes. Well, the federation that governs football in Trinidad and Tobago, they made sure they were present today to be here for this launch, and we thank them so much for it. So we want to welcome Mr. Jameson Riggs, third Vice President of TTFA, to speak right now. Please welcome Mr. Riggs.
Pleasant good day to everyone. Today is a truly joyous celebration, and I think that we should all be very happy here today in terms of the milestone reached by the Secondary Schools Football League. So I want to start off by congratulating the president, Mr. Mayor Louis Gonzalez, and his team for their 60th birthday celebration today. Ms. Simone Williams, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education. Mr. Dave Roberts, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Sport and Community Development. Of course, my good friend, Mr. Mayor Louis Gonzalez. Mr. Azad Khan, somewhere there, General Secretary of the Secondary Schools Football League. Also, I must recognize Mr. Lawrence C. Prasad, Assistant General Secretary of the Secondary Schools Football League, who, might I add, at one time was my colleague and served as my General Secretary while I was President of the Trinidad and Tobago Super League. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a room packed of important people. I want to also recognize all the sponsors here this morning. From Coca-Cola, Mr. Anthony Lovelace, Miss Natalie Phillips Fleming of NGC, Omega Excel, Miss Alea Ali, and of course, the nice presentation from SportsMax earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, today, we are here for our boys and girls and for football in Trinidad and Tobago. And the TTFA as a body and the newly installed executive committee of the Trinidad and Tobago Football League we are committed to supporting our member, the Secondary Schools Football League, in their endeavors in football in Trinidad and Tobago. And I am here on behalf of President Kieran Edwards and the members of the Executive Committee to cement our commitment to the Secondary Schools Football League and our young boys and girls and their growth in football in Trinidad and Tobago. So today, the Secondary Schools Football League launches its 2024 edition, which marks their 60th anniversary as a football league from 1964 to 2024, from their first president, Miss Dr. Ray Dolly, to the SSFL's 12th and current president, Mr. Mayor Louis Gonzalez. The Secondary Schools Football League must be applauded and recognized for the contribution it has made and continue to make in Trinidad and Tobago football. The Secondary School Football League is the most consistent league in Trinidad and Tobago and probably the Caribbean. Almost 100% of our senior national players would have played Secondary School Football League and represented their various schools at some point. And I also want to include that 99% of our 2006 Team Germany that participated in that World Cup were students who would have played in the Secondary Schools Football League. So we are looking forward to 2025 and seeing many of our boys who would have participated in the Secondary School Football League representing Trinidad and Tobago at the 2025 FIFA World Cup. The Secondary Schools Football League is a foundation for successful football in Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to take the opportunity to praise sponsors, your partners, for their unwavering commitment and also for their bravery in terms of taking the risk of seeing the value in sponsoring and providing financial support and otherwise in sport and more so in football. I want to recognize today, present with us, Coca-Cola, NGC, Omega XL, Shell, and SportsMax. I saw the video, and the first clipping in the video was the young man, the goalkeeper who would have saved the penalty, and it took me back to my days of playing football for Mayaro Secondary School. I was a goalkeeper, but I didn't save the penalty, so it kind of took me back to somewhere I really didn't want to be. But good work, good work. So I want you, the sponsors, your commitment to this league to really send a loud message to corporate Trinidad and Tobago, you know, companies and businesses, to implore them to take the initiative and see the value in providing more sponsorships, more support, more partnerships to sports to help with deviant behavior and crime in Trinidad and Tobago, and to also help with this outlet that young men and young women call football in Trinidad and Tobago, because I am certain that football provides one of the biggest outlets in sports for young people who are facing many challenges. So I want to ask wider corporate Trinidad and Tobago to get more involved in providing sponsorship, get on board with the TTFA. We are a new executive committee and our doors are open. We are open to discussions and to show you the value in providing that kind of support, not only to the Secondary Schools Football League, but also to football in Trinidad and Tobago, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and the wider sporting stakeholders community in our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the TTFA, congratulations again. Secondary Schools Football League, I want to ask you to remain strong. Keep your commitment to the sport. 60 years. I wish you many, many more years. Many, many more years of success. Many, many more years of producing great talent in Trinidad and Tobago. Our boys and girls depend on you. Our boys and girls depend on the Secondary Schools Football League as an outlook to a professional career in football. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Riggs. He mentioned back in May, Arrow being the keeper that didn't save the goal. Our next speaker, although that would have been a bad time for Mr. Riggs, it's a good time for him because one of his alma mater, St. Augustine Secondary School, the Green Machine, recently promoted. So we're going to see them in 2024 in the championship division, all right? So we now welcome old boy of the Green Machine and acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, Mr. David Roberts. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hans de Veens. My colleague, Mrs. Simone Williams, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. Murray, Louis Gonzalez, President of the Secondary Schools Football League, and other members of the executive, Jameson Riggs, Third Vice President, Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, Mr. Anthony Lovelace, Senior Brand Specialist, Coca-Cola, Ms. Natalie Phipps Fleming, Acting Head Corporate Social Responsibility at NGC, and other sponsors here with us today, Mr. Kerry Gibbons, Head of Creative Productions at SportsMax, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hans Bison is here. So Bison know that I could not play football even though I went to Augustine. I did A-levels at St. Augustine. I did O-levels at QRC. I was on the under-14B team, and I was a substitute. So if Bison wasn't here, I would take the Green Machine forward, but I can't because there are people who could say that I was not a good footballer. Lots of passion, though, lots of heart. Today, I bring very warm greetings on behalf of the Honorable Shamfa Kudjo Lewis, Minister of Sport and Community Development, who is unavoidably absent. Today, we stand on the precipice of a new era in Trinidad and Tobago's sporting landscape. Today, as we celebrate with the SSFL on their 60th anniversary and launch the 2024 season, we're not just kicking off a series of matches. We're igniting the dreams of our nation's youth and laying the foundation for a stronger, more vibrant sporting culture. Football is more than just a game. It's a universal language that transcends barriers, unites communities, and shapes character. And now, through this league, it becomes a powerful tool for positive youth development throughout our secondary schools. Think about it. Every single time a young player steps onto the pitch, they're not just chasing a ball. They're learning discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. They're developing leadership skills and emotional intelligence. They're also building friendships that will last a lifetime. These are the intangible yet invaluable benefits that sport, and in particular football, brings to our young people. It also lets them dream bigger. This league isn't just about what happens on the field. It's about nurturing the stars of tomorrow. It's about creating a national pipeline that identifies and cultivates talent for professional football. Who knows? The next Dwight York, Russell Latapy, or Shaka Hislop might be lacing up their boots for their school team right now. By providing this structured, competitive environment, the SSFL is giving our young athletes the platform they need to showcase their skills and potentially launch professional careers. This initiative aligns perfectly with our ministry's twin focus, sport development and sport for development. On one hand, we're enhancing the technical skills of young footballers, raising the overall standard of the game in Trinidad and Tobago, while on the other hand, leveraging the power of sport to develop well-rounded individuals who will contribute positively to our society, whether or not they pursue athletics professionally. The ministry's I Choose Sport campaign, which is being executed by the Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago in partnership with the Ministry of Education, underscores a crucial point. Importantly, better versions of themselves. Today, as we celebrate the launch of this league, we're not just starting another new sporting event. We're investing in our young people. We're investing in our communities. And most importantly, we're investing in the future of Trinidad and Tobago. We are declaring very boldly our belief in the transformative power of sport and our commitment to harnessing that power for the benefit of all. Again, congratulations to the president and the executive of the Secondary Schools Football League and all of your partners. May this league continue to be a shining example of what we can achieve when we come together, dream big, and give our youth the opportunities they deserve. I thank you.
Dream big and give them the opportunities they deserve. And while he may have downplayed his football prowess, he was a great supporter of the teams. He could take that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, the season opener, Saturday, 7th September. We head to the Diego Martin Sporting Complex from 4 p.m., where Fatima College 2023 Premiership winners go up against Presentation College San Fernando 2023 Intercol winners, and it will be live on SportsMax. It is one that you definitely do not want to miss. So, in everything we do, we give thanks. We would now like to welcome to give our vote of thanks a man, again, that is very, very passionate about football and particularly the athletes from South Trinidad. We welcome Mr. S.E.L. Sicharan, first Vice President, SSFL. Let's welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. Before I start, I just want to say thanks, Hans. I think as the master of ceremonies, I think he absolutely captured the atmosphere, the vibe that we want to send to Trinidad and Tobago as we launch the Secondary Schools Football League this season. On behalf of everyone involved in the Secondary Schools Football League, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to all who made this event possible. Firstly, a big thanks to our sponsors, First Citizens, Coca-Cola, NGC, Omega XL, Shell, and SportsMax, and organizers for their unwavering support and dedication. Your efforts have created a platform for young talent to shine for the love of the sport so that it can flourish. To the coaches, referees, and volunteers, your commitment to the players and the game is truly commendable. You have inspired and guided these young student athletes, helping them to both grow on and off the field. And I just want to add the permanent sec. Mr. Roberts mentioned the fact that sport and education are not competing. In my humble opinion, they are the same. You know, the whole point of the fact that student athlete, they are one and the same. Right. Special thanks to the parents, guardians, and fans who cheer and give encouragement and have fueled the players' passion and determination throughout the season. Also, to the media who captured these moments. And again, we must say thank you, SportsMax, for the quality that you all have given us through the years. Lastly, to our players, your hard work, sportsmanship, and teamwork has made this league a success. You are the heartbeat of our league, and we look forward to seeing you. Look forward to seeing how far your talents will take you in the future. Once again, thank you, and we look forward to our exciting 2024 season. And of course, happy birthday to the Secondary Schools Football League. All right, 60th is a big year. Thank you, everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, with that vote of thanks, we bring our program to the end today. For those of you all viewing on SportsMax and YouTube, we thank you so much for viewing. For those of you all present, we thank you all for being here. 60 years of the Secondary Schools Football League. We get ready for that first matchup with Presentation College going up against Fatima College, Intercol champions versus the winners of the SSFL Premiership Division. The game is on. We thank you for being part of it. SSFL, 60 years. My name is Hans Devines. Have a great afternoon. All right, so ladies and gentlemen.